let's talk about colors. This is one of my favorite topics when I teach about design. And the good news is that Canva has a great toolkit when it comes to using and working with colors. In this lecture, we'll cover them all. And I will also point you to some extra resources that should help you mix and match colors like a pro. Okay, first, let's locate the color button in the editor. When you start a design from scratch, you'll be facing a blank page. To add some color to this page, simply click on it and you should see a colored button in the top menu. Let's click on that and have a quick look at what we have here. At the very top, you will see a search box. The best way to use this search box is to type in the name of a color, like green, for example. Canva will then show you a bunch of different color palettes that revolve around the green color. I like that they give each color palette an original name. And I wonder whose job it is at Canva to come up with these names. You can also use this search box to paste the exact hex code of the color you are searching for. Let's say you work for a company that uses a specific green in its logo. You might need to use that exact same green in the design you are creating for their Instagram account, for example. So every color has a unique hex code or hexadecimal code. It is a code made out of a combination of 6 letters and or numbers, like 75D481, for example. People often use them with a hashtag in front of the 6-letter digits or code. So if you happen to have the exact hex code of the color you want to use, simply type it or copy paste it in the search box here on top, and Canva will find that color for you. Under the search box, we have our document colors. And the first button has a gradient frame and a plus sign in it. If you click that button, you'll be taken to the color generator. This tool is pretty straightforward. You can use it to generate any color you like. Simply move the white dot on the slider here at the bottom to find the hue, and then adjust with the other white dot here on top to refine the color. This spectrum right here will allow you to go from darker at the bottom to lighter at the top, and also warmer when you move to the right. As you generate a new color, Canva will show you its exact hex code. Now, if we continue exploring this menu, we will see a section here with your brand kit colors. Right now, because I haven't set up any brand kit yet, it says Untitled Brand Kit. Also, because I'm using my free account, I can only have 3 colors in this brand kit. Let me switch to my Pro account very quickly to show you how this section looks like when you actually have done the work of setting up brand kits. There, see how many colors are now showing here? It's like upgrading from taking the bus to driving a Lamborghini. What you see here are different color palettes that we have created for our Rondi brand. We have a palette with a pink dominance, a gray dominance, a yellow, blue, orange, and green. With Canva Pro, you can actually create unlimited color palettes, and each palette can have as many colors as you like. I'll show you how to set up your brand kit in the next section when we talk about Canva Pro. But for now, just know that Pro users can have all their favorite colors handy after setting them up, and free users can only set up 3 colors. Now, back to my free account. If I want to customize these 3 colors, I can do so by clicking on the Edit button here. Scroll down to the Brand Color section and click on a color. That's how you customize your colors. And then the last section you see here are some default colors. Now, sometimes it can happen that you already have a photo or a graphic or even a logo which contains a color you wish you could simply grab, right? Well, Canva has a built-in color picker that will help you do just that. But before I show you, a little disclaimer here, the color picker actually only works for me when I'm using Google Chrome as my browser. When I access Canva via Safari, for example, I don't have the color picker in Canva. Also, I haven't tried with Firefox or other browsers. So make sure you are using Chrome if you want the color picker to show in Canva. Oh, and this tool, the color picker, is available to both free and pro users. Anyways, let's illustrate how the color picker works and where to find it. First, I will import my social media profile picture here because I want to capture the blue color of my glasses here and use that color as the background of this design. To find the color picker, simply click on the color button, then the plus button, and you should see a little eyedropper or color picker next to the box with the hex code. I'm going to use that and drag the picker to the glasses on this photo. And done. Canva now has grabbed this color. I can see its hex code here, and the background has been filled with this color. And that blue color has also been added to the document colors here on top for me to access easily. That's how you use the color picker. Another cool way to grab colors is to use photo colors. This is a neat little feature that Canva has that lets you extract the 5 dominant colors from any photo you use in your design. Let me show you how it works with a photo from the library. I've created a black circle here and I want to change its color. So let's click on it and click on the color button, which is black right now. You can see a new section here that says photo colors. Then it shows me a little preview of my photo and the 5 dominant colors from that photo. This is super useful to create consistency in your design to remain harmonious. And it will work if you upload multiple photos too. Let's add 2 more and come back to the color button. See, I now have 5 colors for each of the photos I imported into my design. The next thing we should probably talk about is styles. Style are specific visual identities that Canva designers or template creators who supply templates to the Canva library have created for you. These visual identities, or styles as they are called in Canva, are made out of a color palette and a choice of fonts. Let me show you the 2 places where you can find styles. The first one is an actual tab in the object panel. You might not see it straight away, but if you click on the 3 little dot button here that says more, you should find it. Before I click on it, let me quickly open a template here. Good. Now let's click on styles. When I do that, click on styles, the tab will open and remain pinned to my object panel. It will stay there unless I close it with the little X. This is how, by the way, you customize your object panel, by finding and clicking on more tabs that are tucked under the More tab. But back to our Styles tab here. You can see some color palettes, some font sets, and some mini visual identities that combine both colors and fonts. If you click on one of these styles, you will apply this style to your design, or to be more precise, to a specific page of your design if you have more than one page. Let's click on this combination. Notice how the colors and fonts have changed on my template here to match those of my style. If you don't like what you see, you can click on the style again to shuffle the colors. You might decide you already like the colors of your template and only want to change the fonts. No problem. In that case, use a font set. Similarly, you can change only the colors of your template by using a color palette style. The last thing I want to show you about these styles is that pro users will have personalized styles based on the font and colors they have added to their brand kit. And you can see how useful that can be and how much time it will save us, because you will be able to open a template and make it on brand by swapping its colors and font in only one click. The other way to use styles is to source them from templates. Let me show you by heading over to the Templates tab. You can hover over any templates there and click the More button of that template and see its particular style at the bottom of the pop-up window. If you click on Apply Style Only, you will apply the style of these templates to your current design. Let's do it. And I love that we can do that. It really shortcuts the design process and gives non-designers access to professional visual identities. This is genius, Canva. Wait, there is more. Let me show you another shortcut that I love in Canva. I'm talking about this bad boy right here, the Copy Style button, aka the paint roll. This button will allow you to copy the style of an element and paste it on another element. Let's try it. I'm going to click on this element from this template, then click on the Copy Style button. That will copy the style of this element. And then I'll go and click on this element from this template. And this should paste the style I just copied. Ta-da! So this will work for elements like these, but also text boxes, backgrounds, photo filters, etc. Let me show you with text. See? Works like a charm. You can also change the style of a bunch of elements all at once. For that, instead of clicking on a specific element to paste the style you copied, try to click and drag your mouse over multiple elements, like so. Such a time saver. A lecture about colors wouldn't be complete without talking about gradients. Canva loves gradients. They love them so much that they've used one in their logo, and another one, or the same one, in the upper part of the editor, right here. So let's quickly see how we can work with gradients in Canva. Let's start with a blank Instagram post and head over the Elements tab. I'm going to type in gradient in the search box. Canva will show us a mix of results with gradients. Some will be photos, videos, graphics, stickers. There's a bit of everything here. So let's tidy up this search by using the tabs. You have photos, graphics, videos, and audio, but you won't find anything gradient related under audio. So if we come back to graphics, we will find some gradients that we can customize, like this rounded line, for example. Simply click on it and start swapping the colors. Canva has a bunch of other shapes that will work in a similar way. Simply bring it to your page and swap the colors to create new gradients. Note that the Copy Style button will also work with gradients. If you pay attention here, you might find some gradient graphics that are moving. These are called stickers, and I absolutely love them. But for now, unfortunately, we cannot modify their colors. But something is telling me that Canva is working on that though, and that it will soon be possible. Okay, let me show you one last way I like to work with gradients. I have this photo of a product here, and I'd like to add a specific gradient effect to it. I'll start by giving my product photo the size that I want. In this case, let's just stretch it so that it fills up the entire page. I can either stretch it like so, or even easier, I will right-click on it and click on Set Image Background. Perfect. Next, I will go find a gradient that I like. And for that, I will search for a photo gradient. So start in Elements, then type in Gradients, and click on the Photo tab. I like this one right here. If I click on it, it will show up on my page. What you want to do for ease of use is to drop this gradient into a grid. Remember grids? They can be found under Elements and then Grid. I use a grid and not a frame because grids always fill up the entire page. So the first grid right here is perfect, and I use it all the time because it's pretty much one big frame really. So let's click on that. Good. Now I have my product photo as the background. You don't see it, but it's there underneath everything. And I have my grid and my gradient. What you want to do is to take the gradient and drop it inside the grid. It should snap into it nicely. Now if we move this grid, we should see the product photo underneath. See? Hello. All right, so now I'll use the transparency button to add some transparency to my gradient. So make sure the gradient is selected, click the transparency button, and move the slider to the left. For an even better result, let's desaturate our product photo or make it black and white. In order to access it, I will have to move my gradient a bit, otherwise I cannot reach that layer. Click on it and use the Edit Image button. Now the easiest way to make it black and white is to remove the saturation. So use that slider that says saturation and bring it all the way to the left. And maybe boost the contrast a bit also to accentuate the blacks. Good, my image is now ready and I can move the gradient back to where it should be. And there you go, a beautiful gradient photo of my product. Now, before I wrap up this lecture, I would like to share with you a resource that I love to learn more about colors or simply to find some color inspiration. It's a section of the Canva website. So to get there, type in canva.com/colors with an S in your URL bar. There you will find a color palette generator, thousands of trendy colors and color palettes, a color wheel to help you understand how colors work together, and some information about the color meanings. Now this is really worth exploring in my opinion.